Hey, Free Falcon here. So, I had an idea in Satisfactory about creating an alternate version of the bus system. And basically what I did is I created a whole bunch of these 5 by 5 little mini factories. And they each produce different things, like this is the refinery, this is mixing water with iron and making all the iron bars. And then we're feeding them all up into this system here, which will be dispersed out. And essentially what happens is we're looking to max out each of our lines. So we have our conveyor belts, they can carry 780. And for anything that needs more than one, so this will be kind of like the base components. I'm looking at putting in iron ingots and then each of the components. And then these will be the what we pull off of right here. And how this is set up is ideally you'll be able to pull from any direction. There'll always be 780. And how that's achieved is it comes in here. Let's take the concrete here. So it's being fed into this line here. And then this programmable splitter has it's coming this way, has the overflow set to in here. So it'll fill this up and then any extra will be cycled back into here. And so essentially, even if the initial feed of 780 gets disrupted, or you can feed multiple ones in. So if you have two sources that are only producing 300, you can feed both of them into the belt. They'll combine, get mixed in, and they'll cycle through. And it'll continue to cycle until you hit your max. So you can see that this line has been maxed. This line is not, because it's actually being pulled for the other factory. Then what we did is we pulled them into the other factories, and then that was set up to create these items. So we've got our plates being built, our rods and our screws, and that is through this factory here. And essentially we took if you watched my video before, we took our 30 constructor setup, just plopped this in with the walls, and then set each one. So we've got 10 constructors of each of those resources creating. So we're creating 150 rods, 500 screws, and 300 plates off of this. We could have done all of one or whatever. But on the same token, we're only using a fraction of even that one line. So we can even split that line off again and go in another direction. And essentially how I've got this set up is it's meant to have two spaces in between. And I was also considering using trucks for transport in between. Create a truck depot that pulls in, and then they drive down the roads. And I haven't messed with the aesthetics, but the idea is to kind of have this look and feel like a city block with like towering buildings with under and overpasses that'll come through. And you can see here we have this will be the logistic floor technically. So we're actually going to close all of this off to where you won't see any of those lines being fed from the floor beneath. So essentially this is what it'll look like, and we'll actually even clean up these lines and probably put in some, let's see, I think they even throw in some street lights or something like that to brighten it up, create like a street effect, and be able to drive our vehicles through. And I'm going to pull these inside. Originally I was going to have them running on the outside, but you can see already that I pulled them on the inside for the rest of these, and I'll do that for the other ones as well. That way all of the belt systems and everything are completely hidden as you drive through the city. The only exception will be this building here for the inputs. Um, I might even just kind of like block off one additional around that to where you can't see it. Or maybe, and even maybe combine these here. That way you can just drive up and down. And now all you have to do is it's just completely modular. So I'll say I want to create another one of those. I got 30 enclosure here. I just pop up. I'll move over. And I just set that right there, which I don't think that's... Let's see, we want it facing that direction for the belt feeds. So now I can set that there. And we've got us another one of these buildings. And so I can simply divert over those resources, refirm that up, and then we have... Oh, those looked purple. That was kind of cool. Yeah, they look red now, but they looked purple for a second. That was kind of interesting. So convert that over, close off these levels again, put another road, and you can go up as high as you want or out as far as you want in either direction. And then you just create new bus systems as hubs for each of those resources that you want to bring in. And it'll be really just that easy. And so a little bit of work setting up your blueprint systems. You can just create a large sprawling city landscape pretty quick. And I'm not going to go too much further because I actually want to add in some cool aesthetics as the outside of the buildings rather than just these kind of blank orange walls. So probably come in, add in some architecture pieces, add in some beams and pillars and come up with some cool stuff. Maybe even add some like catwalk systems across, we'll have like balcony looking, make it look like it's actual park complexes and so on. And probably clean up the feed-in ports and all of that. I think the desert section here is a good one for this because there's so many resources right here to pull in. And so you just have a very bottom logistics center. You can see we've got a bunch of these that we haven't even touched yet. This is an area that I haven't really gone through and done anything with. So excited to get this set up and kind of get a new factory hole put in and create a cool looking city that'll be pretty modular and easy to set up. I also set up these little mini sections to combine the ore. That way we're maxing out the ore selections. So we can bring in multiple ones, they combine in, and then you come out for both of those. So I think these are both producing 600, and they're not optimized yet. I still have more sections that I can add, and I still have to get into the copper. So we got the copper, and then training in. So we'll create a train depot that'll bring stuff into different parts of town. We'll have probably like a grand central station, and this will be the new mega base. And I'm even considering doing some smaller ones and do like a little suburban area that surrounds it with little mini factories. That way there's it kind of resembles, like the real world a little bit more. Alright, yeah, I just wanted to show off. We'll do a blueprint series on how to create it, but it's pretty simple. It's a little bus system, and I really like it. I think it'll be pretty efficient. And the crux of it is that you got these lines. You want the direction all flowing, and then on the programmable splitter, you want this off put set to overflow. That way there's never any jams or stuff getting overfed from one area. And you can also feed in from different areas if that's a problem to make sure that those are getting. And then you pull from the inside up and go over. I think we probably should have brought this one up one more, but now, so if all we want to do is hide this from the lower levels, all we have to do is put in a floor system right there, and then the next floor system will be up here. Actually, maybe one more up, and then if we want to go higher, we can just stack that on top. And we can have as many floors as we want. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.